please, you can give your reply. Kalita Kabula.
Sir, first of all, I would like to thank Honorable Member Ripun Bora for bringing this calling attention, and on all the honorable members. In total, 20 honorable members have participated. Now, sir, I would like to be very precise. So if I respond to all the queries, all the issues being raised by every honorable members, it will take long time. And moreover, many of the issues being raised are for long term, as well as it is connected with policy matter. Here we are discussing about the flood situation which is prevailing in this country, and I would be very precise. Someday I would like to request the honorable members to seek for a discussion on disaster management for a larger picture in the whole globe, where and how each and every nation is dealing with this challenge of disaster, man-made or natural. So it's a larger issue. So today I would be responding very specific to the queries being put forward. Since 20 honorable members have raised the issue, I may not be dealing with everyone, but some of the issues will be covering the issues raised by honorable members. So first of all, the major flood started in Northeast, and then it spread across almost every part of India. And today, when I'm telling you in the statement, the total numbers of death was mentioned 508. But while I am speaking to you, the latest figure is 600. And the total inmates in relief camp are 2,25,998, and total crop area affected is 2,40,504 hectares. Now, some of the states have faced severe nature of floods. Some states have faced moderate, and some states are having rainfall deficient. That's why some of the honorable members have raised this matter that some states are facing drought issue, other states are facing the flood issue. So there are discussion on both the issues, discussion on flood as well as on drought. Now today we are discussing about the flood. So it started in Northeast. While talking about Assam, both the three honorable members of parliament, including the one who initiated, Ripun Bora, had rightly categorized the situation in Assam is very grim, severe. Now, by making or describing or declaring a particular calamity as national calamity, it's not enough. We have to treat the problem in the manner in which it deserves. The problem in Assam and the surrounding states of Arunachal Pradesh and Manipur and all are in severe nature. So when it is a disaster of severe nature, the response of the government is also corresponding to the requirement on the ground. Now, some of the honorable members have said that why act only after there is a disaster. That is not the case. Even when it comes to the question of funding, releasing of money, this is also not, as some of the honorable members have said, that why we release money only after the disaster has struck. That is not the case. Now, let me give the provisions. The provision is very clear, simple, and it is streamlined. Every state has been given money which is released in the first week of April of every financial year, and that is in the kitty of the state government. That is advance money which will be required in times of emergency. Then you have second installment depending on the requirement or the nature of disaster which every state faces. Then the money is used. When you exhaust with that amount, then central will definitely fund, and there are systems. But without waiting for the second installment, whenever there is a disaster, the inter-ministerial team is sent. The issue raised by Biplab Thakurji, which is not correct. The inter-ministerial team, what she referred to as this interministerial team is to assess the damages caused by any kind of disaster, by whether man-made or natural. The immediate requirement, money is already with the state government. This interministerial team is for if you need additional amount and to assess. It is not easy to assess the total cost of damage at one go. It takes time. There are systems, there are items being approved by the Finance Commission, and as per the rules and prescribed norms, you have to come to the particular amount that how much a state requires. So that is why the interministerial team has to go. And to say that the system reacts very late, it may not be appropriate, because recently when there was a cloud burst, and as you were saying that please predict the cloud burst, I have stated in the previous the discussion on the same matter that cloud burst is a phenomena which is very difficult to decipher the cause as well as to predict, because it happens in a very small pocket of any given area. And scientifically worldwide the efforts are being made, but it is not easy to predict. And I was one of the person who got caught into this cloud burst. And if you have read in the newspaper or television, 4 of the people, including the wing commander, senior pilots, they have lost their life. We were on the rescue mission, and the pilots, they did not know that there will be a cloud burst. They were coming back after rescuing and coming back to headquarters. On the way, the cloud burst and they died, they crashed, and the dead body could be retrieved only after second day. I was also force landed. Luckily, there was a field. I survived. So it is not that the people working on the ground are not adaptive to the situation. They are there. So sometimes, maybe for the political reason, or maybe for the need of your own constituency, you have every right to raise the issue, and the government has to respond. But at the same time, we must also appreciate the people who are working on the ground. Day and night, our NDRF team, they are not sent when there are disasters. They are already deployed in advance. Countrywide, there are regions created.
There cannot be any political interest in such situations, sir.
It's okay. I'm coming to Orissa also. I'll respond to that.
But there cannot be any political interest for any member here.
That's right. That is why when NDRF teams are deployed, it is based on the experience and based on the regional requirement. It is not that when there are some sudden incidents and you send the team. And when NDRF team are not adequate, we have already instructed all the central paramilitary forces, Indian Army personnel, to get into the area wherever they are required. So it is not only the NDRF, the entire central forces are there. Now when it comes to the question of the responsibility of the state, some of the honorable members have raised that central is washing the hand by merely stating that the primary responsibility lies with the state governments. This is not a question of relieving from the responsibility. The states are the authority there. The central government cannot take over the district administration. Naturally, the state has to respond. And you cannot deploy central forces in every villages. There are state government apparatus. They have the system already in existence. And almost I can tell this honorable house that in last 3 to 4 years, each state governments and union territories of India have improved their capacity to deal with natural disasters. And I can tell you, as a person, as a minister, when I took over and I was given this Department of Disaster Management, the United Nations appreciated within 11 months. I was designated as the regional champion for entire Asia and Pacific. Not because I'm extraordinary, but we are honest in understanding the issue and honest in putting efforts to do this thing. We have moved from disaster management. Now the question before the government is how to mitigate the disaster risk. We have changed the way we have looked and understand all this issue, because it is not the question of merely rescue and relief operation. We have to look beyond. So, first of all, it's the preventive steps. What are these steps which will mitigate all the possible losses which is likely to incur? So the awareness creation, The drills, the mock drills, we are conducting on regular basis. Awareness camps are being conducted across the country. And recently a satellite also is launched, the South Asia satellite, specially dedicated to forecast the floods and all kind of natural calamities. And at the same time, the response time, when we assumed the government, the response time of the NDRF was more than 2 minutes. Then we said it must be less. It must be less. So we have developed a system that 1 minute drill. Within 1 minute, because life cannot extend beyond a minute. So you must operate all your machineries within 1 minute. And I personally go to every NDRF camp and ensure that this 1 minute drill is followed so that in times of disaster, the response time, which is precious, timing is very precious. समय का अभाव के वजह से किसी का जान जाए, ये हमको मंजूर नहीं है. इसलिए हमने कहा कि हम जब भी कोई रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन करेंगे समय पे होना चाहिए. इसलिए लोगों का जिंदगी बचाने के लिए समय पे I'm coming because I'm just giving a statement which will take care of some of the issues which were raised by many honorable members. That is why I'm just making some clarification, because there are some misgivings that Central is not releasing money, Central is late in responding to the situation, which is not the case. It is not a question, and moreover, this is not a political issue. So we can't afford to just sit back and just respond whenever it is required. और सर, आप खुद असम से आता है, आपने असम का जिक्र किया. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं सर, असम का, let us be very clear. Assam, in last 3 years' time, we have released adequate and necessary amount, whatever is being put forward as a demand. There is no money pending with us, which Assam government has asked, and whatever is required by the Assam government. For the present situation, a total number of 61,299 quintals of rice have already been distributed. 11,574 quintals of dal, 3,708 quintals of salt, and 38,328 liters of oil are already being distributed. And Assam government, for the record, sir, I am saying, the Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, whom I was in close contact with, and when I visited Assam, 2 ministers from Assam government accompanied me, along with the senior officials, including the Secretary of the Water Resources Department. And I visited 3 districts and had reviewed meeting in 2 districts. And I was personally satisfied in the manner in which they were dealing with the issues and mitigating the losses and involved in rescue and relief operation. But
this so far he has said about the relief. It is, you know, sir, only 42 grams of rice average.
Okay.
Up to 10th of July, what you have said, the quintals and all this, this is if you make average up to 10th of July.
Let the minister finish his reply. After that, if you are not satisfied, you can further put question. Please. Please continue.
You have seen the anger of the people there. The people did not get the
you are...
Please.
Sabha constituency. What happened? The water resource minister was not allowed to go there. Go there. The people allowed him. The people say that.
Please sit down. Please sit down. No, you have finished your turn. It is the turn of the minister to reply. Please sit down. If you are not satisfied, there are other avenues also. Let the minister continue.
Sir, Ripun Bora is the person who made this calling attention. He will have the right to seek clarification. I don't know why he is standing in between. Sir, let us be very clear. When disaster strikes, when a disaster of severe nature strikes, naturally, the effect is going to be there on the ground. Whether it is the United States of America or Japan, who are most efficient, supposed to be the most efficient. When disaster strikes, what is natural disaster? When disaster strikes, there are bound to be miseries, there are bound to be effect on the ground. That is why we have to bear with it and we reach ourselves. How can I say that when a flood situation which is unprecedented in Assam, and then you expect that there will be nothing? You expect that nobody will be affected? Naturally, when you say that the nature of the situation in Assam is grim, it is a severe nature of natural disaster, definitely people are going to face the problem. That is why the government is there for. Now, when I went, I also met thousands of people there. I faced, the people said, where is the rice, where is the tent? Naturally, then I also instructed that whatever is there in the provision, there should be no delay because of human error or any intentional cause should be there which will affect any of the victim. The instruction is very clear, sir. That is why I'm honestly saying, whether it's Assam or the current problem being faced in Gujarat, the response has been, let me be very honest, the quickest ever possible response. And it is not that the minister has to go and settle the issues on the ground. We are there to oversee and to ensure that the relief operations are going on as per the need of the people. Sir, with regards to some of the accusations being made, that government has been very selective and the Prime Minister has announced 500 crore for Gujarat, why not for Assam? See, let me be very clear in terms of figure, so we should not be confusing about this particular sensitive issue. Government of India cannot be biased in its approach, in its intent. It is very clear. The 500 crore, what is being announced for the Gujarat, is part of the SDRF amount, which is the due for Gujarat. Same amount which is due for every state. It is already been demarcated. For NDRF, yes, the committee headed by the Home Minister, where the Agriculture Minister, Finance Minister are also members. That HLC, high-level committee headed by the Home Minister, decides on the special grant under NDRF to be provided as a special assistance, which is the result of the report submitted by the interministerial team. SDRF amount is a fixed amount. So whatever Prime Minister announced for Gujarat is not even the full amount what is described and fixed for Gujarat. But we are ready to give more money as and when that amount which is available with the state government is spent. Now, if I count the amount which is available with every state, including Tamil Nadu, I can speak about the Chennai flood, how much money we have released and how much money has been used. If you see it will take time, I will not read out the documents and all the figures, you will realize that every state has not completely used the amount provided under SDRF and NDRF as additional amount we have given. The maximum money got by any state under NDRF is the state of Karnataka for the drought. And then subsequently every state has got its due share. I appreciate Tamil Nadu has used. What I'm saying is there is no zero balance in the accounts of any state for SDRF. There are money left with every state government. If you use up that amount, definitely the additional amount will be provided. It's not a question of the central government doing favor. It is the responsibility of the state government, central government, to give all kind of supplementary help to the state government. Now, sir, as I think I am taking too much of time, but there are too many issues. I will seek the apology of the House that I will not be able to respond to all the queries which I have facts and figures and everything. But one or two important points I can point out. Odisha, I have on record stated earlier also, for failing, Odisha government has done a remarkable job. They have done it. That is why on the floor of the House I have remarked that the additional amount whatever the Odisha government deserves will be given. And we have released so far for Odisha 809 crore from NDRF. This has been already released for the Odisha government. Yeah, I can give clarification, but it will take time.
No, you have clarified that already.
Yeah, I have already given this figure to Odisha. Now, sir, some of the important queries being raised, whether it's West Bengal, or Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, or any other states, it is not Home Ministry alone who is dealing it. As a responsible and subject matter with the Home Ministry, I am responding here. We have officials from Central Water Commission. We have officials from Indian Meteorological Department. We have NDMA. We have many other ministries who are directly linked in the entire effort. इसमें सर एक मंत्रालय काम नहीं करता है, क्योंकि जो रिलीफ का मामला है, इमरजेंसी का मामला है, वो गृह मंत्रालय इसलिए देखता है कि गृह मंत्रालय के पास जिम्मेदारी दिया गया है और उसके पास फोर्सेस है, इसलिए ये इमीडिएट रिस्पॉन्ड करने का जो जिम्मेदारी है वो गृह मंत्रालय के पास है. वरना जो लॉन्ग टर्म अब ब्रिज टूट जाता है, ब्रिज तो होम मिनिस्ट्री नहीं बनाएगा, ब्रिज बनाएगा वो आपका मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रोड एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट. रेलवे ब्रिज टूट जाएगा तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रेलवे बनाएगा, कोई चैनल टूट गया तो वो वाटर रिसोर्सेस बनाएगा. तो बनाने का जो लॉन्ग टर्म जो है वो तो सब जुड़ा हुआ है. कोऑर्डिनेटिंग मिनिस्ट्री का रूप में जब इंटर मिनिस्ट्रियल टीम जाता है तो उसका हेड करता है जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स, लेकिन उसमें सारा मिनिस्ट्री का उसमें मेंबर रहता है. इसलिए सर मैं आपसे क्षमा मांगता हूं कि मैं सारा मैटर को एक एक करके जवाब नहीं पाया, मेरा पास पूरा जवाब होने के बावजूद भी. लेकिन जो
I didn't touch any state. I have general question. What is the prevention method government is planning?
You can send some of them in writing also later on, because we have another important bill pending.
For the home, finance, and water resources, 3 ministries deal with it.
For Damodar Valley Corporation, because of the extreme rainfall in the entire catchment area, that forced the release of the authorities were forced to release the water, and water from Tenugat as well as Panshet, but with due consultation with officials of West Bengal. Yeah.
Wanted prior intimation. It's
yeah,
just
that's
coming
right.
suddenly.
No water is released without prior information. It is with consultation with the officials of the West Bengal government. No such act will be committed by any of the responsible technocrats or bureaucrats or the engineers or the people working on the ground. They cannot commit such mistake by releasing huge money without informing the downstream people. It is always water, which will cause huge deluge in the downstream. So it is not correct that things are done without consultation of the downstream. And
Floods are man-made, sir.
there are problems which are natural, some are man-made. That's why I said when we talk about disaster management, we can have a long debate and discussion on the ground on policy matter. But today this is a calling attention which is specific. That is why I've tried to respond to some of the immediate queries and some of the clarification. But I have the material to respond to all the queries made by the honourable member. If necessary, I can reach out, I can send them in writing with these few words. I will ensure that my officials will create a special note for each member, and we will send all the materials to each member of the House.
Regarding the flood.
Sir, with Ravi Prakash Verma, yes. Okay, if he has sought, I will tell this. As per the study, the river system which comes from the Himalayan region, as per the expert committee, the desiltation is not the ultimate solution. So that is why, as per the expert opinion, we have to look for alternative mechanism to ensure the floods caused by the overflowing of river water from Nepal, which affects eastern and northern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, and then further, and from Bhutan, which affects Assam, and from Arunachal Pradesh also it affects Assam. Same wise, in some other areas also, we have to act as per the recommendations and guidance of the technical committees. Sir, with these few words, I can assure this House that the government is fully committed to ensure that nobody suffers due to the want of the action from the government of India or its bodies. We are fully committed. We reassure all the state governments that we will be there whenever you are required. There will be no differences. No differences. Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, on the first day directed me to go to Northeast, so he cannot visit every place. But the ministers, the government officials, it is part of the central government. Prime Minister is very clear that in terms of dealing with the disaster, we must give top priority to deal with the disaster, whether it is man-made or which is natural.
Yeah.
So
one thing, Mr. Minister,
yes,
one member has raised about forecasting of flood. A committee of parliament is going through it, this issue. And forecasting of flood is not impossible. In many other countries, they have done it. A committee of the parliament is also considering that better. I think very soon they will submit a report. I think that is one aspect the ministry can study on that and have some concrete report. Considering the flood as in some parts of the country as a national problem, because those states are in a way not very capable to deal with that huge proportion of the problem. So I think the government in the center declaring it as a national problem or a national calamity should not be a problem.
Sir, as I stated, I fully agree with your suggestion. As I also stated that all the problems, whatever happens in any part of this country, is a national problem. There are some disasters which are treated as disaster of severe nature. When it is of severe nature, the intervention of the government of India is proportional to that. So regarding the forecast...
No, Raja, please let him continue. Let him complete.
Linking rivers, interlinking river waters with the government.
Sir, sir, presently, regarding interlinking of rivers, the National Water Development Authority is assigned with this task of exploring various river interlinking projects in the country. And you all know that already Ken-Betwa link has already been taken up by the government after consultation with two states of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. So river linking, as I explained, the task is being assigned and it is been given due priority.
Thank you.
With due
yeah. No, let him first, then you come. Yeah.
Application. Subharam ready?
It is his call attention. Give him.
Thought of it. Give in writing at least. You plan for helping the Assam and Arunachal with all these states.
All right. Okay. Mr. Bora.
Honorable Minister, reply, if he is paucity of time, reply is not required, he can take note of this and he can give me the reply in writing also. I want to draw the attention of the ministry. Will the ministry has thought about having bilateral talk to countries? One is China and the other is Bhutan. Just now, Minister has very rightly said that the flood of Lower Assam in Assam is because of the water big dam in Bhutan, and they, at their whims, they release the water, and because of that, the flood in Lower Assam occurs. So this is one bilateral talk with Bhutan. Similarly, the Brahmaputra flood that originates from Sinai and Tibet, that the Jangmu area, the Sinai has constructed a very big dam, mega dam, and if it is no bilateral talk is held there, then what will happen? At their whims, they will release the water, the whole Assam will be washed. These two bilateral at international level. And the state level, the one thing, will the minister ask the NHPC to review their project? this in the Subansiri River in his state, Arunachal Pradesh, the NSPC, the big dam, it is going to pose a great threat. You know about all this. So will it consider, technically will it be considered, will it be reviewed? And the NEPCO, this Ranganadi flood of Lakhimpur district is because of the big dam of NEPCO.
Yeah.
So these are the issues. Will the ministry, Honorable Minister will take note of this and will address it.
Please take note of this, Mr. Mahanti.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I had asked 3 questions and I had spoken 3 problems that Odisha is facing right now. One is of the damages of railway bridges. Railway bridges have been damaged. National highways have been affected. And telecommunications have been facing a big problem with mobiles and all other connectivities. Sir, according to Honorable Minister's reply, he is saying that this is not just connected to the Home Ministry. For different issues, we have to communicate with different other ministries. So when we have spent almost 2 hours discussing on this such big issue, and more than 20 members have spoken on this, and the entire nation is worried, the entire nation is concerned. So will Honorable Minister say me that for the restoration of the national highways, my government has to go to speak to the Transport Department, Transport Ministry, and for the railway bridges construction, shall we go to Suresh Prabhuji, the Railway Ministry, and for the telecommunication problem to restore the telecommunications and the mobiles, should we go to Ravi Shankarji's ministry, or they should have been here to answer all of our questions, all of our queries?
I think the minister will coordinate that and take it up. Now, ab ho gaya, please. He has already replied your CSA question.
नेपाल में एक बांध बना सर, एक पंचेश्वर डैम बनना था नेपाल में भारत सरकार के द्वारा और उसके लिए ट्रीटी हुई थी सर, वो अभी तक नहीं बन पाया है, जिसके कारण बहुत दिक्कत हो रही है पूरे बॉर्डर एरियाज में। हम जानना चाह रहे हैं कि मंत्री जी उसमें क्या कर रहे हैं और कब तक होगा?
It's a bilateral issue. I think you can take it up with the other concerned. Thank you. Thank you. Thus you say that you will look into it.
Honorable Minister, that will answer this immediately, please.
I'll respond to each honorable members. And at the same time, the interministerial team which will go to each state will recommend. We will coordinate. You don't need to run. We will coordinate. You just have to. That is why the team will be sent.
A central team of all the ministries, combined team, will go and they will assess it.
Yes, yes.
Achha. Last, Ram Gopal ji.
माननीय मंत्री जी के सामने अभी रिवर लिंकिंग की बात रखी गई थी। कई वर्ष पहले केंद्र और उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार के बीच में MOU एक साइन हुआ था जब मुलायम सिंह जी चीफ मिनिस्टर थे। केन बेतवा प्रोजेक्ट के नाम से जाना जाता, केन को बेतवा से जोड़ने के लिए। कई वर्ष हो गए और ऐसा लगा था कि इस पर काम शुरू हो जाएगा। मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहूँगा कि उस पर काम कब शुरू होगा और शुरू होगा तो कितने दिनों में से पूरा कर देंगे?
अभी मैं तुरंत बोल नहीं पाऊँगा, लेकिन जो मैंने पहले जिक्र किया, मध्य प्रदेश और उत्तर प्रदेश का बीच में दोनों का एक कंसर्न है, तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने जो कमेटी बनाया, दोनों को कंसल्टेशन करके MOU साइन हुआ। जब MOU साइन हो गया तो जिम्मेदारी बनता है उसको कार्रवाई होना चाहिए। तो मैं आपको एश्योरेंस दे सकता हूं कि इसको कार्रवाई तुरंत करने के लिए हम जो भी प्रयास करेंगे वो हम कदम उठाएंगे।
Thank you. Minister has given assurance, so I think some of the members will have to go to BSc also. So we'll have